Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It has been a long time, and I have no idea what I'm doing. What's new? Ooh, are we heading down to a spoonful of syrup? I think we were, or were we headed... I have no idea what we were doing. We're down... Where are we again? I think we're around here somewhere. You need to tell me where I am, I'm confused. Oh, right. Yes, I think our plan was to do the crimes and these bonus things for Charles Dickens, and then the Dulip Singh, and then do a massive sweep round to the main mission down here. Now for this one, is that the main mission? I think that's the main mission. And I think that's a Jacob mission, which is why we're as Jacob. But I don't like Jacob, so if there's a way... I'm going to switch to Evie, because I do prefer Evie.
It's not your day, is it?
Loads of skills available. Let's use them. I'm not sufficiently leveled for these, am I? But I will still purchase that one. So we get for not being around for a while. First strike. No. I think take the counters is probably useful. I see Evie as being a very defensive young lass. So we will take the health boost as well. That's probably very useful. But I don't see her as particularly aggressive nor offensive. We'll take those. I'm not sure I'll do much crafting, but might actually pop up and be useful. And a bit of defense. But I've now reached level 4. Oh, level 5. Wonderful. That might open up. Aha! Oh. And now I'm out of stuff. The stealth is probably the one that we would like most. So I need to spend 9 skill points to reach the next level. And I need to get 4,000 experience. Right. I need to go and get up some experience. Right, we are headed down here. Trying to have some fun. I don't know how long this session's going to be. I am off this week, so I've got time to record, which is why I'm getting some recording in while I can. Which does mean I should be able to get a little bit of uploading done in the next few weeks. I keep trying to arrange things and then forgetting or being too busy. Especially considering at the moment I have assignments. I say assignments. Assignment. Oh dear. Quite a bit of writing on formative assessment. It's very exciting. So I don't want to do too much here. I don't want to spend too much time on this while I can spend some time doing the recording, but also doing the assignment. But I don't want to spend all my time doing the assignment because then I'll get horribly bored and will do badly. Or just do badly anyway. Oh, locked room murder. That worried me.
My write-up of that last crime was so ingenious that Purlock Publishing tossed me quite a tidy sum. I believe this next one will do even better.
Oh, classic.
It's baffling. The room was locked. How did the murderer get in and out?
Well, I mean, the first question is, was there a murderer? The second issue is there some other way in or out? I need to get up there. Will you let me in? Very good. I was worried you wouldn't. He's relevant. I would suggest. Although I might be incorrect there, but I think he'll become relevant as we go. Right. Oh, are we still going up? Oh, hello. I'm always intrigued by these, because how on earth are you meant to get into your room? Ah, there's stairs down here. Makes sense. I think in Unity there are some sections of the house which just were not connected to anything. So there are so many things. So clearly, this is the door. This is the room. Let us examine the body first. I think that makes sense. No sign of a struggle. No wounds. poison gas. Neighbouring apartment. Okay, we'll have to inspect there. Letter from Kashan's editor. Byron, you old rogue, your evisceration of the Aldrich group was delicious. Our readers cannot get enough of your clever and delightfully unkind reviews. All the ensembles in town live in fear. Keep up the good work. So, motive. Standard door with lock and hinges in normal state. Okay. So, I assume by normal state it means it's not been manipulated so as to be locked from the inside while looking like it's locked from the locked from the outside while being looked like it's locked from the inside. I mean, a simple way of doing that would probably be a set of tweezers or something that would be fine enough to go in the lock and interact with the key. A magnet, perhaps? I mean, I don't think that's the case. The vent seems to be very key to this. Oh, hello. Or maybe it's the gas lamp. Common light fixing. The light won't turn on, so someone has manipulated the gas. Ah, okay. Someone has manipulated the gas from there. Quite possibly the vent? Is the window open? The window is shut, locked from the inside, no sign of a break-in. Okay, that wasn't what I was expecting to find. Or hoping to find. Oh, candle. Yellowed candles that have burned down to the nub. That's not been burnt down to the nub, by the looks of it. Right. Oh, hello. An anonymous letter written in a feminine hand. My dearest Byron, I can't keep abreast of your innumerable affairs, but have you time for another little adventure with me? Cast aside your current paramour, much too working class for you, and join me in Florence, won't you?
Well now, I didn't ask about this.
You've not asked about anything, love. Published review of a recent concert. The latest effort by the Aldrich Chamber Orchestra must be counted as a fiasco. The woodwinds were discordant and cacophonous. Rather than playing Mendelssohn, the strings fought with him. In particular, the solo performed by the first violin was a disaster. This gentleman is better equipped to perform in the London sewers. I would advise anyone who has contemplated attending to instead remain quietly at home. I'm still linked towards this ventilation shaft. Oh, this is of course, we're veering towards, what is it, speckled band. Good old speckled band. The question, of course, why would you have a ventilation into an adjacent room when you could so easily have a ventilation to the outside? And there is one other item here. Is it on the floor? We've already looked at this. We've already looked at the body. Is there anything more to find from the body? No. No signs of a struggle. No wounds. I suspect poison gas. That's my current working hypothesis. Oh, here we go. The chamber orchestra that performed a series of Mendelssohn pieces a few nights before.
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
My immediate suspect is, oh, Bloomfield. The next room over. Madam.
I'm just the housekeeper, but Mr. Casham was a dear friend. Each morning I bring him his coffee. Today his door was locked shut. My husband is the caretaker. We live downstairs. We have the keys to all the apartments, so after knocking, I became concerned and let myself in and found him like this.
Okay, so it was locked from the inside, but the key wasn't in the lock, otherwise she probably wouldn't have been able to use it. So there's that.
The lights weren't working. My husband didn't want to waste any candles, so we retired early.
So there's something wrong with the gas. Now it's possible that's a red herring. But I mean, we've now had 2 points about the gas.
Mr. Cashin was a respected music critic. A very accomplished man.
Well, I disagree on well respected, considering what's said. This seems to be a... Excuse me. Communicates with Kashan's flat. Very interesting. This is a key of some sort. Labeled basement. Why do you have a basement key? I should definitely ask about that. Partially burned white candles, okay.
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
Kashan's were burnt all the way down and were yellowed. Andante for violin and piano in D minor by Felix Mendelssohn.
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
So, Mr. Bloomfield seems to have the motive and the means for a lot of this shenanigans. I want to interact with this. Is that... Right. Common lighting fixture, the light won't turn on. There we go. Several articles, one about the Queen's plans to use the storied scepter with the dove to knight an industrialist. Don't know what that means. I assume in manner normally it would be with the sword. Maybe because he's not a member of the military, it's the scepter instead. Third, concerning the Aldwych Chamber Orchestra, which is disbanded for lack of funds. A series of damning reviews by London's most influential critic has crushed all hope of attracting an audience. And so there we go. We have rather a lot of motive for you, sir. Assuming you are the player and it's not her. I'm assuming him. Actually, looking at him, maybe it is her.
Gone just like that, eh? He lived right next door and often came home from his concerts a bit drunk and singing at the top of his lungs. Drove my wife near crazy. Cashin had an eye for the ladies, no question. I was a bit jealous of him, frankly.
That's nice.
I was down in the cellar fiddling with my experiments.
Oh, it's her, is it?
That belongs to Mr. Golden. He's an awfully nice chap. We let him use our apartment during the day when my wife and I are out tending our shop. He likes to rehearse here where the light's better.
And which is adjacent to the... has a communicating vent. Once again, even though it could communicate to the outside, communicating with Mr. Kashan's room.
I'm an amateur chemist. Henman let me set up a few experiments in the cellar.
The thing is... So, if we consider it, ignoring these, he has the ignoring these because he's got a reason for having those, which maybe because the newspaper is also there. He would assume to also have the opportunity. We need to go down to the cellar and examine things, I think. Because he also, therefore, has the key to the basement, which might be the way of interacting with the gas. Why would you deactivate the gas when you can just communicate through here just as easily? I don't know. What do you think of Kashan?
Mr. Cashin is dead? I just saw him yesterday. He looked in the peak of health. If you ask me, he paid a bit too much attention to the caretaker's wife. Scandalous, really. They must have seen each other nearly every day.
What happened last night?
Last night, I was knitting in that chair. Then I felt quite sickly and opened the window to clear my head. I certainly didn't hear anything.
So you felt sickly, so... we'll have to investigate the vents in general, then. But why wouldn't he have opened the window?
When the lights quit working yesterday, that sweet Mr. Golden handed out candles to everyone. He's such a nice man.
And now I'm starting to think of Feet of Clay, good old Discworld. And that's why they're different, eh? So maybe it isn't the vent, then. Oh, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Right. Current working hypothesis. The vent is completely pointless. I mean, it was a bit of a red herring for me, actually. Maybe that's the point of it. So, switch the gas off, hand around candles to everyone. He gets a yellow one, contrasted to the white one, and because the yellow one is poisonous. Maybe it burns slightly faster as well. Now the vent comes through. She felt rather sickly because this was going because the poison was coming through the vent. So the vent is a reason for her to have smelled it or felt it or whatever. Right. We do have more questions for you, I think, my dear, based on their suggestions, but we're not going to go into more detail because I think I know who it is.
It's true. I loved him. He was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right. I don't think it was her, but I didn't think it was her anyway. I thought it was... the connecting room was the key thing. I'm going to go down to... No, I'm not going in there. I want to investigate the basement. This isn't a basement. This is the ground floor. Getting lied to me. Is this I suspect while he was up there he had access to the key, so he managed to get in here. Small beaker of a yellow liquid, half full.
I should return and find out about this.
That'd probably be very useful, because that's probably the poison. Hello. Oh. Beakers, funnels, mortar and pestle, and various chemical compounds. Well, we know he's a chemist anyway, so... Hello. Coal gas tank that supplies gas to all the rooms in the building covered in dirt and soot.
I should return and find out about this.
Yes, I probably should. I want to get as much information... Oh, hello. Henman's room. Let's get as much information from here first. Henman, are you the caretaker, Henman? I believe so. Chisel? Oh, send
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
Of whom?
Mr. Cashin's dead. Difficult to believe. He led a quiet life. Out at concerts most nights. Shut up in his room writing the rest of the time. He must have been a lonely man. My wife felt sorry for him and helped him as often as she could.
Okay.
I'm in charge of the running and upkeep of the whole building, so I can get dirty now and then. I was just doing some work in the basement.
Clothes.
I forgot to put it away after I fixed Mr. Golden's music stand yesterday morning. I left it there, and he came to give it back.
So he probably pocketed it and used it.
Gas quit working yesterday. I don't know enough to fix such things safely myself. A man from the company is going to come by tomorrow.
But he doesn't seem... He claims he doesn't know.